This is Jarrod Horak, and in this video, I'm going to analyze the Grade 1 $1 million Woodbine Mile on Saturday, September 13th. It goes as the 9th race at Woodbine for 3-year-olds and up, 1 mile on the inner turf course. Scheduled post time is 5:39 p.m. Eastern Time. Now we will pull up the field. Number 1 is Stanley House, and he's 10-1 morning line, and he exits a front-running victory by 4 lengths in the Niagara Stakes at 1.25 miles at Woodbine. Number 2 is Notable Speech, and he's the 8-5 morning line favorite. Charles Appleby's the trainer, William Buick is the rider, and this jockey-trainer team teamed up to win the Woodbine Mile in 2022 with Modern Games and 2023 with Master of the Seas. Number 3 in here is One Stripe, and all of his races were in South Africa, and he won 6 of those 9 races with a runner-up finish. Graham Motion is his trainer now, and Motion is 0 for 10 at Woodbine, and John Velasquez is going to ride. He's won 4 races at Woodbine from 14 rides. Number 4 is Hunt Master. This one is 20-1 morning line. He was claimed out of his last race. He missed by a nose in an optional claiming $50,000 event. That was at Woodbine at 1.16 miles. S1 Flores is going to ride. He has a good record at Woodbine, 12 starts, 4 wins, 4 seconds, and a third, and 4 starts at this 1 mile distance with 2 wins, a second, and a third. It's just a question of how he classes up against this Grade 1 company. Number 5, Wyoming Bill with Frankie Dettori aboard, and he's 15-1 morning line. He's putting blinkers back on, fairly consistent, finishing in the top 3 in 7 of 11 starts, including a close runner-up finish in the Grade 2 King Edward at 1 mile on turf at Woodbine last time out. Number 6, My Boy Prince for trainer Mark Casse. One of 2 runners for Mark Casse in here. Joel Rosario is going to ride this one. He's probably the one to catch. He was in good form in sprint turf races earlier this year. And now, last time he was in the 4-star Dave at Saratoga at 1 mile, and he set the pace and he weakened to 4th. He is 0 for 5 at 1 mile. Has won at Woodbine before. Number 7 is Naptown. This one is sharp and stepping up in class. Back-to-back victories in a starter allowance event at 1 1/8 on turf, and an allowance $72,000 entry-level race. Both of those races were at Colonial Downs. That last start was at 1 mile, and he's a late runner in here. Victor Carrasco is going to ride this 20-1 long shot. Win for the money is number 8. He's the second Mark Casse trainee, and Patrick Husbands is going to ride an 8-1 morning line. He won the Woodbine Mile last year. He has not won since then, but he did finish 3rd in 3 of his last 4 graded turf routes. Finally, number 9 is Gas Me Up with Flavian Pratt aboard. Kevin Attard is the trainer, and Pratt rode this one to victory in the Grade 2 King Edward last time out. He got some pace help in there, finished up nicely in that event. He's 3 for 4 at Woodbine, 2 for 4 at this 1 mile distance, and at 5-1 seems like a fair price. Now we're going to look at the track profile. 1 mile on the inner turf at Woodbine, and they've run 21 races at this 1 mile distance on the inner turf at Woodbine. 0 wire-to-wire winners, and horses that showed early pressing speed won 24% of the time. Horses that were stalking the pace 24% of the time, and then late runners, 52% wins. So horses that are patiently handled at this 1 mile distance seem to do well, and the inside post is not the place to be, with only 1 win from that inside post. The other posts seem okay. So that is the look at the track profile and the field. And now we will look at the Today's Racing Digest past performances, and the past performances in this video are provided by todaysracingdigest.com. And if you need past performances for Woodbine Mile Day, you can get those at todaysracingdigest.com. I'm going to give out my contenders, my top 5 contenders, beginning with the horse that I end up picking in 5th in here, and that is Wyoming Bill. And for Wyoming Bill, I thought that was a good effort last time out, coming off the pace. He got some nice numbers, and his numbers recently have been moving forward. He got a 143 final time rating on July 31st at Woodbine, and then a 153 last time. That race, as I said, it did set up for closers, because Wyoming Bill, Gas Me Up, they were the 1-2 finishers, and they came from well off the pace. So that race did set up for them, but like I said, this 1 mile distance does favor closers, and Frankie Dettori, a very good turf rider. He was the leading rider at the recently concluded Kentucky Downs meet, and Dettori's in good form this fall. He's always been an excellent turf rider, and look for this one to be rallying from off the pace. And with this trainer, Catherine Day Phillips, putting blinkers on, 30% wins, 6 for 20. So that's good trainer stats there as well. So I look for him to get involved late, just don't think he's quite good enough to win. And the horse that I picked to finish fourth is going to be One Stripe. And I mentioned that one was a win type in South Africa, winning some Group 1 races as well. Just don't know what kind of race he's going to run here, his first start since March of this year. So maybe he's going to need one. Sometimes these horses are coming in, they need time to acclimate. We'll see if that is the case with One Stripe making his first start in a few months. And as I said, Grand Motion hasn't been able to win a race at Woodbine yet. And Motion and John Velasquez recently 0 for 10, 3 show finishes. So we'll see how this one can do in here. I'll pick him fourth. I know that he's capable. He's got some class, at least he did in South Africa, and we'll see where he stacks up at Woodbine in this Grade 1 event. The horse that I pick to finish third in here is Win for the Money. And I did mention that he won this race last year, and Win for the Money also finished third in 3 of his last 4 races. He's got some positional speed, so he can work out a decent trip. And he is reconnecting with his winning rider from that Woodbine Mile last year, Patrick Husbands. And Mark Casse and Patrick Husbands, they win races together. And this one has been in decent form, maybe not as good as he was last year. And this is a deeper field this year. But I do think that Win for the Money, once again, maybe can complete that trifecta, just like he did in 3 of his last 4 stake starts. The horse that I picked to finish second is Gas Me Up from the outside post with Flavien Prat aboard. And I thought that was a nice effort last time. And he got a 156 final time rating there. His start before that, he got a 146 and then a 141. So he's moving forward, 141, 146, 156. He's getting better. He's in good form right now, coming off that nice victory. But I do know that he was set up last time, but he looked better closing from off the pace. He was able to outclose Wyoming Bill there. So Gas Me Up gets Pratt. So they must think that he has a decent shot in here. And I'm looking for him to try to rally from off the pace. He's got some other decent numbers as well. The comprehensive performance rating, which takes into account pace, final time, and closing fraction for today's Racing Digest, also on the rise. 133, 145, and a 154 in his last race. So he has those improving numbers, and I'm looking for him to run a decent race in here. And my top choice in this race is going to be Notable Speech. All of his races have been a Grade 1 or Group 1 company, and he ran last year in the Breeders' Cup Mile, and he ended up running well in that event at Del Mar, rallying to finish a close third, getting a 152 final time rating, a 148 CPR, and a 105 fire rating. Now, the fire number is speed throughout a race. The CPR, the comprehensive performance rating, takes into account pace, final time, and closing fraction. And then I said that final time rating of a 152, and he was coming home in 24 and change. So he was closing nicely in that race, in that Breeders' Cup Mile. And he hadn't won since then, but he was a close second against Group 1 company last time out. That was on August 17th. So Notable Speech comes into this race seemingly rounding back into form. He looks like the class of the race with all of those Grade 1 and Group 1 races showing on his form. And as I said, that Appleby and Buick have won this race a couple times together in 2022 and 2023. It looks like they have another live runner in here. He's the favorite. He deserves to be the favorite. He's probably the best closer in here, and I think that he's the most likely winner. So Notable Speech will be my top choice in the Woodbine Mile. And don't forget to like, comment, and share these videos if you like them. Subscribe to my channel as well. It's free to subscribe. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.